How you doing, guys? Is Professor Daniel right back at it again. Grab a chair, grab your notebooks out, grab your pens out. It's time for the game. We're going to talk to game 105 right now. We on game 105. The money game, aka wealth. The money game, aka wealth. A lot of times I'm seeing around people, some people, especially people who content in life, people who don't want to produce, men who don't want to go out there and make their mark in the world. They tend to say this. They tend to have the notion that it's what's the inside that matters, and downplay not working or being able to be independent financially, just to be independent financially. We're not even talking about rich, wealthy, or, all that. We're not talking about that being Jeff Bezos. We're not even talking about, we're just talking about, shout out to Jason Black, not struggling. We're just talking about just being able to pay. We're talking about having a little bit extra for something, but being able to take care of yourself. Not struggling. That's what we're talking about. Just not struggling. When you say money, everybody's like, "Oh my God, you want us to be billionaires?" And me, no, just not struggling. Not worrying about when the next. Just not worrying about that. Having a good savings account, having investments. It doesn't take that much. This is something that I have struggled myself. I'm not gonna lie. As I said again, I'm a man that's working on himself to be a high value male. That's on the road to be high value male. I got a good job now, working on my business or whatnot. But there's a time point where I was struggling. Although I was still pulling, I was inadequate in that area of my life. And to cover my inadequacies, in order to cover my inadequacies, of not having my money straight, of not having good income coming in. I had income coming in, but not good income coming in. I started working on my physical extra hard. I started working on my mental extra hard. As I said, the average man will die. You cannot be average in all areas of your life. But there's one thing that you don't definitely want to be average in, and it's in this area, the money game. The only reason why I slid past the hair of my chinny chin is because I had my body right. And I had the mental, I had the game, had the mouthpiece, the gift of gab, as you can say, the social game. But it comes to a point of time, the social game, the gift of gab, the body is not going to pay the bills. It's not going to get your finances straight. It will help, it'll tribute and help, but it won't get your finances straight. Unless you're using that to help your finances. And that's what I did. I got a better paying job with those attributes. But those attributes stand alone, won't pay the bills. Your body's right, but when rent's due, while you scratching your head like, oh my God, I don't know where they're going to happen. Your social status good, but when the bill comes, you're like, I might need to use my credit card. But I've already used it. I charged the max amount. So I'm telling you guys, it does matter. It does matter. Now, as I said again, by far, this is the most important piece. You don't want to be average. It's next to health. Right next to health. And a lot of times people are like, it's just about you're tricking. It's about spending. No, it's not about spending money on going lavish. It's not about that. It's not about that. Just keep that in mind. It's not about that. Oh, I'm getting money. No, it's not about that. It's not about the female. It's not about the woman. It's not getting money for that. You're getting money just by you getting your money straight. It's about being a man. It's about being a man, having your paper straight. There's 5 things that will help you by having your paper straight. I'm going to go with you right now because a lot of people are, straight and other. No, it's not about that. Only broke people out here talk like that. I'll be honest with you. Only people who destitute, people who got no money to, no, it's not about that. The funny thing, rich people spend probably the least amount of money on females. It's the broke guys I see going out the pocket, breaking their frames, just out here breaking their bank account, obliterating, demolishing their bank account to please a female. The rich people I see, the females are buying them stuff. I've been in positions where that happens to me. That happens to me. So I see, it's getting your money straight. It's not about spending. Oh no, is that? And even if let's say you're making $10,000, or let's say you're doing very good. You're making $15,000 a month. $15,000 a month. If you're going on $100 a day, ain't nothing to you. It's regular to you. It's an everyday lifestyle to you. So you're not gonna be, oh my gosh, no, you're not gonna do that. And if you have game, somebody's interested in you or not. But I digress. There's 5 things that help you by having your money right. When you have your paper straight, you have a better state of mind. You have less stress. And when I mean less stress, you're not worried about, oh, when my next bill comes. No, the stress you have is money stress. Oh, then where I'm going to allocate my funds? What I'm going to do next? What's going to be the next vision? How can I save more? How can I get a better deal on an item? The second reason, you're around above average people. The average person is struggling. Shout out to Jason Black. The average person is struggling. The average person doesn't have his stuff together. The average person, I seen this video on Instagram about this guy who took a girl to his ex-girl's house. His ex-girl had 2 houses. He's taking that girl to one of his ex-girl's house to sleep on the floor. You will never gain fully respect. You won't get respect at all just by doing that. People looking at you crazy. But when you have your papers straight, you're around above average people that will equal to better quality women. You're going to Whole Foods. You go out there to these quality stuff. You're dealing with people who they got their own money. They're pretty good financially. Which will leak and help you because you're feeding off that energy. You're feeding off that vibration. You're feeding off like-minded people tend to come together. So you're around better people and all that, then you just attract better things in life. So the woman you have when you climbing up the ladder, social ladder, it's gonna be a better quality woman for the most part. And it's not holistic, but for the most part. Because in order to dive in those circles, you can't move crazy. Number 3, you have the ability to reward and punish people when you have your paper straight. When you have your paper straight, you could reward somebody and you could punish somebody. What do I mean? If your girl is doing very good, she's on your team, she's on your process, and she's helping you to be on your process, she's helping you to be on your team, she's on the mission with you, she's the dedicated soldier, and you bless her. Say, oh, here's a Coach bag. Here's a Prada bag. Here's a Dior bag. Or whatever you do for her, whatever you choose to do. Here's a nice date. You could reward her, but also you could punish her by taking those away and giving those things. Worst of all, giving those things to another person. Banish her out the kingdom. Banish her out the corporate. As I said, you have a kingdom or a CEO, whatever you can relate to. You have a kingdom. How you going to control it? Or you the CEO of your company. How you going to control it? If the employee acts bad, you fire the employee. If the employee acts good, you bless the employee by giving them bonuses. 4, you have tangible proof of being a man. Money is not the whole thing of a man, but it's a part of a thing of a man. It's part of a man. Having your paper straight is part of being a man. Because you're being able to control and to manage your resources. And that's a key attribute of being a man. That's a key thing of life, period. It's a female thing to want to spend everything she got. Oh, spend. But it's not a man thing to want to spend. You're supposed to be thinking, how can I multiply my income? That's being very resourceful. And men, not only women, men respect that. The last reason, you have leverage in life. You have leverage. When you have your money right, you have leverage in life. What do I mean? If your job is acting funny, this is a holistic program right here. I'm giving it to you guys. If your job is acting funny, you're like, I want to raise. No. Okay. You have your money straight. You have adequate savings. You have adequate investments. You're like, okay, I'm going to find somebody else. So you have the ability to walk away. When you have your paper straight, you have the ability to walk away. The person who has the power in a negotiation, everybody knows, is the person who has the ability to walk away. When you have your paper straight and Charlotte's acting weird, like, you're missing out. Not me. You're missing out. Because I have a lifestyle that I could afford for me and somebody else, and to 2 or 3 people. You guys don't understand this. You will still go out to a nice restaurant with her or without her. She's like, I was spending money on girls. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul. No, it's not about that. It's about you have a lifestyle already. Now, she gets in. She's plugged into that lifestyle. That's how you reward her. If she wants to act funny, you banish her. That's punishing her. Somebody she adores and respects. Somebody who got their body right, their money right. Just those 2 alone, you winning. Just those 2 alone, you slaughtering the game. Just those 2 alone, you just obliterating the game. Without meaning to or not. I know guys who are just lame, but they got their money and they got their body right and they pulling. Don't get me wrong, they don't know the game, so they getting used, but they pulling. You have leverage. You have power. You're in a position of power once you have your money right. And you have better options. You don't have to go to eat inorganic food. You don't have to go eat ramen noodles. You can go to Whole Foods. You don't have to rock or have a car that was made pre-2000s. And it's not a vintage car. You don't have to drive a 1999 Toyota by choice. You don't have to. You want to, but you don't have to. You could go out there and buy a car cash. $10,000, $12,000, whatever amount, right there. Let me get this car. You have leverage. You just by doing that, you have leverage in what you want to do in life. I don't talk about the steps because this is something I'm working on in my life. I'll be honest. This is something I'm working on in my life, and I'm building the foundation. And these are the steps I'm doing to elevate myself, which I've done. Paid off my school debt. First, observe your financial situation, because a lot of times it's lack of income. Observe. That's the first thing you need to do. Observe. Take a spreadsheet out. Write down everything you're spending. Write down how much money you're making. Observe your financial situation. First is observation. Observe what's going on. Second, increase income. See if you had to increase income or decrease your spending. So see what you have to do. Third, save $2,000 to $5,000, preferably $5,000, but $2,000 will suffice because the average car bills or like something happens in your car is like $700 or $1,000. The average rent is like $1,200, $1,500. So it kind of adds up. If anything happens, you could go to your savings and cover those expenses, those last minute or emergency expenses. You just need to have that before you go anything further. Preferably $5,000. It depends on where you live and how much money, it costs to fix your vehicle, or how much your house or mortgage is. If your rent is $1,500, I recommend you save $5,000. But $5,000 is the perfect number. But if you could do $2,000, you realize that the average thing in my car costs $1,000, $500, $600. My rent is $800, $1,000. Then $2,000 will suffice. But try $5,000. Fourth, pay off debt. Pay off your debt. Pay off debt. This is something that I messed up in. I finished paying off my school, my college debt. My college debt. I'm gonna pay off 2 credit cards this month. Pay off all your debt. You have more money. I realized don't give money away. Especially consumers, don't give money away. Money's better in my pocket, I say. Since I've been doing this, I've been stacking money in my pocket. My money's better in my pocket. I just spend it better. Number 3, work on your long-term savings account. Now you have $5,000, and that's just besides your main checking account. That's just another checking account or savings account. $5,000, $2,000 to $5,000 there. You paid out, you're debt-free. Now work on your long-term savings account. For my mentors and from what I'm doing, you want to at least have, I say you want to have as much as you want. I say the least, I say $1,000 for every year. A mentor of mine told me $1,000 for every year or $100,000 in that account. The more, the better. Because it's FDIC insured up to $250,000. Stack money in your account. in your long-term savings account. Me, I say from what I'm doing for my life right now, I say at least a year expenses. Work 3 months and then 3 months at minimum. 3 months of living expenses, and you start stacking slowly by slowly. But when you have 3 to 6 months, preferably 1 a year, because you never know. Just have a year. A year saved up of your expenses will feel very good. It will feel very good. Have at least a year, but if you're just beginning, just 3 months, and then you stash money aside over there. But once you have a good, adequate long-term savings, and that's a separate from the $5,000 for right now emergencies. Now you invest your money, and invest in yourself, so you can multiply your money. I realized this. I'm like, the best investment. I can understand now what people say the best investment is in yourself. I bought courses on YouTube. I bought courses on how to make an ebook. I bought courses on different things on IT. I'm about to get my CDL in a few. So invest in yourself so you can increase your income. So you can invest in yourself and invest in other things to multiply your income. And then last, but give money. How much did I give? I give like $5-10 to the person who pumps my gas. I'm in New Jersey, so here's $5 tip and whatnot. Sometimes, which I'm gonna ramp up again, $25 to somebody, just a random person, just here. Don't give it to your family members because they're gonna come back and be like, oh, you gave me $25, you got me blessed. No, just give it to somebody random. Here's 25. Give now, because now when you give, you just start getting it back. So just get your money right, guys. That's priority. Get your money right. I messed up by not focusing on that. I don't want you guys to make the same mistake. Learn from me. This is Professor Daniel. I hope you had a great lesson today. This was lesson 105, the money game, aka wealth. Tell me what you think. Out.